From our studios in Atlanta, this is CBT News. Today's show is brought to you by V Auto. And here now is Joe Gum.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into the official news source of the retail automotive industry. That would be CBT News. I'm Joe Gum here on this Tuesday. We certainly appreciate you taking the time to watch today. Okay, so as a dealership, you're always looking for new and impactful ways to communicate with customers. So maybe you're texting now or sending impactful emails, even involved with some sort of video app that sends customers video through email. Well, for Ceci Motors in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the dealer has found a friendlier way to communicate. The Drive reports that Ceci creates a personalized website for customers when they buy a car. Each customer's website contains similar information. The site also contains financing information so customers can see the details of their loan or lease. The Drive says customers can view their service schedule and schedule service right through the website. It lets customers view and update their information anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter whether the dealer is open and doesn't require the annoyance of a phone call. Okay, so what are we always hearing? Be where the customers are. That's where they are online. All right, in the meantime, this will be the year of consumers saying, "I want more vehicle." That was a quote directly from Jonathan Smoke, chief economist for Cox Automotive, on a panel discussion at an event in Detroit a few weeks ago. Now, why was that important to know that customers want more vehicle? Well, Ward's Auto reports that Smoke believes consumers will buy fewer vehicles, but more vehicle, and right now that vehicle seems to be the truck. At that same event, Smoke said, quote, "The future will be a truck story as they continue to outperform on price and profits," end quote. He then added, "Luxury is not for everyone, but it is the centerpiece for every successful major OEM." All right, he does cite various positive economic factors, including job growth and consumer confidence, saying, quote, "A strong economy is the key to automotive sales," end quote. Okay, so let's take a look then where we stand currently. The Dow is still hitting record numbers, over 26,000. Gas is still hanging around the $2.50 mark to $2.60 a gallon mark on average. The U.S. housing market will remain among the world's top performers in 2018, according to a new forecast by Fitch Ratings. Companies hired 250,000 new workers to close out 2017. Of course, on top of that, companies like Apple are building new campuses and hiring 20,000 new employees over the next 5 years. So no doubt about it, things are looking good as far as those economic indicators. All right, every Tuesday here on the CBT Automotive Network, we bring you the Tom Stuker Show. Make sure you and your team check it out today. Today's episode right here on the CBT Automotive Network. All right, coming up, the Apple model is working. Customers get a different phone every 2 or 3 years, but how does that model work with auto retail? We'll tell you next, plus our tip of the day.
20 years. What a ride. Together, we've changed the way people buy and sell cars. Here's to partnering with you for another 20 and beyond.
CBT News. News that drives you.
CaaS, Cars as a Service. It's a model that's becoming very popular very fast. But how does it help dealerships? Zack Klempf, CEO and founder of Selly Automotive, joined us in studio. And he says customers are exploring the CaaS model with online companies because dealers aren't participating, but ads, they can and probably should. Take a look.
There are two companies that come to mind. Number one is Maven. So if you're an urban dweller, let's say you live in San Francisco, and if you were to have a car, you'd have to pay $500 a month just to have it in a deck. If you don't make too many trips, it's probably not worth it for you to have a car. So Maven came in and they had a model where you could use a car on an as-need basis. It included insurance, gas, everything you needed. And then Zipcar, they started out on college campuses. A lot of college students, they're under 25 years old. That means they can't rent a car. So what Zipcar did, for X amount of dollars per hour, you could rent a car. That includes gasoline, that includes insurance, and you could drop it off at any Zipcar location. So that was the genesis for CaaS. So CaaS is basically where you have a subscription for a vehicle, and that includes a lot of the times insurance. So instead of signing, a 2 or 3 year lease or purchasing a car, you could do a month-to-month commitment on a vehicle.
Okay, so dealers are hearing that going, now wait a second, we have an urban dweller here that all they need is just to putt around maybe for the weekend or maybe to go on a trip. Well, we don't offer that. So then all of a sudden, I'm thinking the urban dweller is going to go online and go, all right, if the dealership down the street that my mom and dad have gone to for the last 20 years and gotten 4 or 5 cars, if they don't offer something like that, I'm just going to go online. And that's pure disruption. And that's what we saw in 2017, right?
That's true, but dealers also have opportunities to implement CaaS at their store as well. One example would be the Weiler Automotive Group. So they've partnered with a company called Clutch, and we spoke about them around a year ago. And basically what they did, they had a subscription service. You could switch out, for instance, an SUV, for a sports car, for a minivan with a month-to-month commitment. And what Weiler's done, they've introduced something called Weiler Fastlane. For $850 a month, you could switch out your vehicle on a month-to-month commitment. And that's one way a dealership could implement their own CaaS program and kind of counter some of the disruption that's going on. Yeah,
because we're seeing Porsche do it, Cadillac, Volvo. We just announced that BMW and Mercedes are doing that as well. Okay, so many of these solutions are geared towards franchise car dealerships. What can independents do to offer a better customer experience at their dealership?
And good point. And also one other point to mention, a lot of these CaaS services are also targeted towards the higher end of the market. Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, even Weiler, that's $850 per month. So I think there are definitely some growing pains in reaching a point where they'll have a $300 a month subscription for instance, a Toyota Camry, and it could be something that could be addressed to the mainstream.
All right, so to check out the entire interview with Zack, just click on the link below here on the CBT homepage. All right, it's time for our tip of the day, and it comes from David Lewis.
Last week, I was out with my daughter looking for a new car. And like most people, I too want to shop, want to make sure I find the right car for her, get a good deal. And we knew we'd buy a car in 3 or 4 days, and we visited a bunch of dealerships and looked at cars, and she drove some cars. But I got to tell you what was amazing to me was the lack of follow-up after we visited the dealership. And not so much the lack of follow-up, but the lack of decent and solid follow-up. So here's my tip. Just think about this. If we had left the dealership and within an hour or two, that salesperson sent us a customized video of the vehicle that we looked at, just think of the impression that they would have made on us. She would have been able to carry that around, look at that numerous times. We might have gone back and purchased that car. So all you have to do when a customer leaves that has not made a purchase, that's still out there shopping, is take a few minutes, take your cell phone, go out there and shoot a quick video. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. David over at the dealership. Just wanted to say thank you very much for stopping in. I enjoyed spending some time with you. I thought I would share with you a quick video of the car that you looked at so that if you had any questions, this here is the 2016 Honda Accord. You were looking at the black one with the black interior. Here's an angle view of this, a view of that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call back. And then what I would do is I'd post that on YouTube. Make sure you label it properly. Your name, the dealership name, 2016 Honda Accord, because that way if somebody else is Google searching for a 2016 Honda Accord, that video might come up with your information, and then text the customer a link simply stating, thanks so much for stopping in today. I enjoyed meeting you. Here is a YouTube video that I made specifically for you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call back, and then put the link. You're going to be amazed how many people are going to watch that. It's going to build your client base. It's going to get your name out there. Nothing can be better than that. So that's your sales tip of the day. And don't forget to see me every Monday on Straight Talk with David Lewis.
All right, remember, you can access all of our tips 24/7 on demand right here on cbtnews.com. All right, every Tuesday here on the network, it's our Fixed Ops Show, the weekly tune-up with host Becky Nixon. You can check it out today right here on the CBT Automotive Network. Hey, if you haven't connected with us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn for highlights of our shows, interviews, and so much more. And of course, make sure you check out the latest edition of Car Biz Today magazine. To receive a free copy, all you have to do is send us an email to magazine@cbtnews.com and include your company's full mailing address. Hey, I'm Joe Gum. We appreciate you watching today. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the official news source of the retail automotive industry, CBT News. Today's show is brought to you by
vAuto introduces StockWave. Surprisingly simple sourcing. Imagine perfect wholesale inventory in a customized stream. The right cars, the right prices, the right bids. It's that easy. StockWave, just turn it on. Reserve your demo of StockWave today.